let's just get right into it. If you've spent, I don't know, 5 minutes online, you have seen the battle lines drawn. In one corner, you've got the keto crew, high fat, super low carb. And in the other corner, you have the plant-powered, animal-free vegan diet. It is, without a doubt, one of the biggest debates in nutrition today.
And this is the question, right? This is what everyone wants to know. Which team is the right team? Which one of these diets is going to be the ultimate key to feeling great and maybe losing some weight? It really feels like you have to pick a side.
But what if that whole debate, this entire showdown, is based on the wrong question? What if the real secret to a healthy diet isn't about picking a label at all? We're going to get there, I promise. But first, we really need to understand the contenders.
So, let's kick things off with keto. This diet has absolutely exploded in popularity over the last few years, mostly because of the pretty dramatic results people see. But how does it actually work? What's going on inside your body?
Well, the entire keto diet is built around this one really powerful metabolic switch called ketosis. See, normally your body loves to run on glucose, which it gets from carbohydrates. But if you take away the carbs, really take them away, after about 3 days, your body panics a little and says, okay, new plan. Your liver starts breaking down fat into these fuel molecules called ketones. You're literally flipping your body's main energy source from carbs to fat.
And this chart, wow, it shows you just how intense that switch has to be. To stay in ketosis, a whopping 75% of your calories have to come from fat. Protein's in there at about 20%, and carbs, they're basically a rounding error at 5%. We're talking under 50 grams a day. Just to put that in perspective, a single cup of rice can have that much. So yeah, it's a very, very strict formula.
And here's the trade-off, right? The benefits, you can see why people are drawn to it. That rapid initial weight loss is super motivating. And it's a medically proven therapy for reducing seizures in kids, which is incredible. But the risks are just as real. A lot of people get the keto flu when they start, just feeling awful as their body adapts. And long-term, well, there are big question marks about heart disease if you're eating tons of saturated fats. And maybe the biggest one, it is just really, really hard to stick with.
Okay, let's switch corners. Let's talk about our second contender, the vegan diet. And for a lot of people, this is so much more than a diet. It's a whole philosophy for how you live.
So you see, unlike keto, which is all about your macros, your fats, proteins, and carbs, veganism is defined by the source of your food. It means you cut out all animal products, period. And while tons of people do it for their health, for many, the driving force is much deeper. It's about ethics, it's about animal welfare, or it's about the huge environmental impact of modern farming.
And listen, the health arguments for going vegan are pretty powerful. Studies have shown vegans can have a 16% lower risk of heart disease, a 15% lower risk of some cancers. That's huge. But, and this is a really big but, when you eliminate an entire food group, you have to be careful. You create these potential gaps. Take vitamin B12, for example. It's crucial for your nerves, and you pretty much only find it in animal products. So, if you're not planning carefully and supplementing, you could run into deficiencies in B12, iron, calcium. You get the idea.
So we've seen that both keto and veganism demand a lot of you. They're pretty restrictive. But what does that actually feel like, day in and day out? To really get a sense of the human side of this, let's look at a 30-day diary from a bodybuilder who is on an incredibly strict diet for a competition. This kind of makes all the theory very, very real.
So his goal was ironclad, exactly 2,500 calories a day. Not 2,501, not 2,499. Every single gram of food was tracked. The level of discipline here is just immense. And here's where reality crashes the party. After a long week of eating perfectly, of brutal workouts, the mental grind just became too much. The craving for something normal, something he wasn't allowed to have, it was just overwhelming. And here's what happened. Pizza day. He ended up eating almost 1,000 calories over his limit. Just like that, one meal, one moment of giving in, and the entire day's plan was completely blown.
And his story just perfectly illustrates the core problem, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if it's keto or vegan or a bodybuilding diet. The biggest challenge isn't always the science, it's just being human. Sticking to something so extreme is incredibly difficult. So, if these strict labels aren't the magic bullet for most of us, then what is?
All right, this is where the whole story takes a fascinating turn. The latest science is starting to shift the conversation away from these diet wars entirely, and it's pointing us towards something way more interesting and way more flexible. It's focusing on the trillions of tiny organisms living inside of you right now.
I mean, think about it for a second. Keto is all about removing carbs. Veganism is about removing animal products. For years, the conversation has been about subtraction, about what to cut out. But what if the real secret to health isn't about what we take away, but what we add?
Let me introduce you to your gut microbiome. This is basically a bustling city of trillions of bacteria and microbes living in your digestive system. And this ecosystem doesn't just help you digest food. It helps regulate your immune system, it can influence your mood, it plays a massive role in your overall health. And the single most important thing for keeping it healthy? You gotta feed it the right stuff.
So scientists, trying to figure out what the right stuff is, they found a number, a simple, really powerful target to aim for, and that magic number is 30.
That's it. 30 different types of plants every week. Not every month, every single week. And we're talking about the whole kingdom: fruits, veggies, grains, seeds, nuts, herbs, spices. And the reason is simple: diversity on your plate creates diversity in your gut. Each type of plant feeds a different family of good bacteria, and that makes your whole internal ecosystem stronger and healthier.
And this research led to probably the most surprising discovery of all. When scientists looked at the gut microbiomes of thousands of people, they found that the healthiest meat eaters looked almost identical on the inside to the healthiest vegans. The single biggest predictor of a healthy gut wasn't whether or not they ate meat, it was the sheer abundance and variety of plants in their diet.
So what on earth does this all mean for us? Well, it means we can finally step off the keto versus vegan battlefield. It means we can stop worrying about the labels and start focusing on a few simple, powerful principles that work for literally everyone.
Okay, here's the game plan, boiled down. Number 1, prioritize sustainability. The perfect diet that you only stick with for 3 weeks is actually a terrible diet. Find what works for your life. Number 2, get obsessed with plant diversity. Make it a game. Challenge yourself to hit that 30 plants a week number. Third, change your mindset from restriction to abundance. Instead of thinking, I can't have pizza, think, what amazing vegetables can I add to my meal today? And finally, number 4, start listening to your body, not just a set of rigid rules.
So, in the end, maybe the goal was never to find the one perfect diet that works for everyone. The real challenge, and honestly, the real opportunity, is to take these principles and start building the perfect diet for the only person that matters, you.